Welcome back to Holonet Weekly, your go-to source for all your competitive SWU news. This is J-Rod and Balls, and we just finished the inaugural week of Season 2.
That we did, and we got results of 17 different PQs from this last weekend. So let's take a look at our weekend winners. We had two Eternal PQs this weekend. We had RS99 Ryan on Twin Suns Anakin Data Vault. I believe it was the same deck that won the Eternal Open in Galactics, and he took down the PQ, taking down a PQ in Melbourne, Australia. And then we had, for the other Eternal, we had Data 30 on Plotpatine Data Vault in Seoul in South Korea.
Yep. So those were our two Eternal PQs from the past weekend. And then we have our Premier PQs, and we had 10 of those. So our winners for that, we had Tweed on Piet Blue, taking down a PQ in the UK. We had the Dictator underscore SHC on Pilot Luke Data Vault over in France. We had F Paris BC on Daedra Colossus down in Mexico. We had Trevor Holmes on Lando Colossus in California. And then we had Spuds TT on another Lando, just 30 HP blue, over in the UK. And was shout out to Trevor, actually, because his Lando list on the Colossus had 67 cards for whatever reason. So, and he took down a Cad, which, we're going to get into.
So yeah, basically stopped another Cad from winning. And speaking about Cad, obviously no surprise to anyone here, we had Cad Blue take down a handful of PQs. Tom KZ took it down in Chile. Matthias Alves, Cad Blue in Brazil. Wyatt Darby in Lincoln, Nebraska, taking that one down. Ninja Ferret in Northridge, California. And T85 Challenge from France, another Cad Blue winner.
Seeing a little bit of a trend here. And to end our weekend winners, we had 5 limited PQs, and with a limited PQ, you do 6-pack sealed for your Swiss rounds, and then you draft in top 8. So we're not going to include leaders and bases for this section, but we had Goalie IT from Italy. We had KH44 MCG in New York City. We had LMTDA in Dallas, Texas. And then that's Jed. Do you know how to say that?
Jedder's Edge.
Yeah, over in Poland. And then our last one for limited was Lincoln Gandhi over in Korea, which you see here. Lincoln is 10 years old, won a PQ, and he actually had he actually beat his older brother, who finished top 4 as well. So congratulations to that family.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, we did get permission from Lincoln's father, Dave, to post this picture, of him holding the championship mat. I also wanted to note that he actually played against in the finals. He played against the winner of the Eternal PQ that we mentioned earlier, from Seoul, right, in South Korea. So this is a South Korean PQ. And he did take down the winner from the Eternal PQ, who played in the limited one.
Stiff competition then.
Very stiff competition. And congrats to that family again. I believe from what Dave was telling me, that's his first PQ points, and he's qualified. Awesome. So there you go. Qualified for next year.
Club.
Awesome. Congrats to all of our weekend winners and for qualifying for the Galactics for next year in Disney. As you saw, we had Cad had a very dominant weekend. So let's jump right into our metagame snapshot. All right, when we do our metagame snapshot, we're just going to focus on Premier, because if we didn't, we'd probably be here for well over an hour. Holonet Weekly is a high-level view on the meta. We're not going to do deep dives or deep dive analysis on this specific show. There are plenty of other great channels that already do these deep dives with people a lot smarter than us. But if you want us to do a deep dive on anything in particular, feel free to drop a comment. And while you're at it, subscribe. We had 10 premier PQs this weekend, and Cad Blue won half of them. Cad had 39 top 8 placements. And if we take a step back further, 9 of the 10 PQ winners were Vigilance. So are we currently experiencing a blue wave there, J Rod?
We are 100%. And I want to say it is on the back of both Chimera and Previsla. Both those cards, especially combined, are just like absolutely nuts because you have Chimera on 7, and then you have Previsla on 8, which is normally healing. I mean, you're going to heal between 4 to 6, right? And then obviously the 2 from the previous turn, right? So it's insane value, right? They're both obviously great statted cards, as well as Cad Bane making 2/2s that are shielded. I mean, it's just crazy value.
Previsla making the shielded, it's not Cad.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And for those of you guys watching that aren't familiar, what he means by healing 4 to 6 with Previsla coming out, killing 2 to 3 units.
Yeah.
With Chimera on board, you're healing for every unit that's defeated.
It's funny because it's like what's normally happening is that it is healing from killing other Mandalorian tokens from facing the other person who played Previsla, right? So there's, I mean, if you've watched
in the
GC
mirror you're talking about, yeah.
If you watch the GC and then some of the PQs this week, that's usually what's happening, right? You're having a red blue villain mirror match, and they're both playing Chimeras and Previslas.
Yeah. So what are the options there, right? Obviously, like if you're paying attention to the YouTubes and everyone's talking about ban. When's the ban happening? More than likely, more than likely, it won't happen until after the sector. There's a sector coming up in a few weeks. FFG doesn't move that fast on these, but
the issue is, I don't think the issue is Cad Bane himself, right? It's he's good, obviously, right? It's free value. You just be able to turn and ping, right, and not cost you anything. But because you see, even we had a Daedra Colossus win. That I think it's the back of the blue villainy cards that are kind of the issue.
Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. So what happens if you ban Cad? You're just gonna move.
Yeah, they moved to Daedra or any other red villain leader out there, right? Now, with what's nice about the Cad deck, right, is the ability to ping, right, and then the cards that synergize with that, like the IG, that 3-cost 2/2 spaceship that pings a damaged unit when it comes in.
Tie Dagger, and then there's another one, the Justifier, also, which does the 1 and gives an advantage token if you defeat. So if you time it right, if you sequence it right, you can get some big bang for your buck there.
I would think Boba would probably take that, would be that next one, right? And the issue is you can't ban, right? We already told you can't ban the leader, and I don't think you can ban the cards. I mean, because then it's really the highlight of the set. I mean, you got boxes hovering around $70-$80. If you ban those, then those boxes are done for.
I mean, those are the chase legendaries.
Yeah,
Chimera, Ninth Sister, Previsla.
Yep.
So no one's chasing them. I mean, at this point, most of the competitive players will already have these cards, right? So I don't know if the chase is probably over for most people, at least in the States.
Yeah. So I mean, so the only thing what you can do, right? So there's decks out there that have a pretty good win rate into it, and you have Lando, right? We had 2 Landos this past weekend. The Disclosed Leia does pretty well into it.
I'm surprised we didn't see Leia this PQ in the top 8s anywhere.
You saw there. I know there was one at the GC that was doing decent. At least that was on stream.
Yeah.
But there's very few. So really, if you're not going to play something like that, you need to play something fast, right? And I think the fastest deck right now, you have Vader or Ahsoka, but everyone's teching for Vader, so it makes it very, very difficult to win that. I mean, we already mentioned 9 of the 10 decks that won are playing Vigilance, and best card in Vigilance, to deal with those kinds of decks, is Hyperspace Disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's teching for Vader. I mean, they're always teching for Vader. Even at GCs, they were teching for Vader for Pilot, and Vader still did well in the GC.
I mean, shoot, before rotation was a bombing run, right? I mean, I was running bombing
Yeah,
runs in my deck to deal with
yeah.
Vader.
Bombing runs confiscates everything. There was
Yeah.
just way more ammo there. But bombing run for sure. When you were playing Han 2 Blue, bombing run Vader on 5. Good luck, have fun. There's no ships left. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Banning the leader doesn't solve that problem.
Right.
Banning the cards creates other problems. I don't know. I think they got their work cut out for them to figure that out. But I do know that if we're on the first weekend of the meta and it's already this quote unquote figured out, the attendance rates will probably drop in future ones as we get through this set when they're like, well, we're just going to go play a bunch of Cads.
So, there is that, right? I mean, if you're like a competitive player, you should kind of revel at the opportunity to, try to challenge some of these and kind of get, like, if you have, especially if you have points, try to challenge the meta, right? Try to think of what is something that you can play that can beat it.
Well, very few people have points right now. Only the people that have points are people that did well on the open.
We just had 17 winners, so
Yeah. Okay. That's not a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. I hope they do something though, because I'm probably gonna end up playing CAD very soon. I would like to play something that counters CAD. It'd be more fun to play something else, but is there anything else that's good into the rest of the field like CAD is?
I don't know. Piet's pretty good. I mean, again, if you're not playing Vigilance, you're kind of trolling, right? It's by far the best color. I mean, even when you're looking at Hero, I mean, you have Mandalorian Colossus, right? So, look there if you're trying to counter the meta.
Yep.
All right. Well, so that was our this week's meta snapshot. We're going to go see what's going to be happening this next week for week 2. So we had a few PQs getting streamed this last weekend. So let's take a look at our Codebreaker play of the week.
Surprised if he does anything else.
Ready? 5 to base, restore 1.
Oh, you guys are talking about Ray didn't resource. My apologies. I was looking at Nyx. All right. Well, now wait a minute. Why does he shouldn't get the advantage token right away?
I thought Bane says when any unit
hits
the opponent.
I apologize. I mistook. I thought Ray had to attack into Nick's base for him to get an advantage token. I'm thinking of a different card. My apologies.
Yep. So we just saw there. I forgot the name of the event, but Ray has just dealt 4 damage to his snub fighter and is presenting enough damage on the ground to kill Nick. So now the onus is back on Nick to do something about what's happening.
So let's see, how much ready damage do we have for Ray? I think 5, 9, 5, 9, 10. There it was. Close game, but Ray's going to get game 1 here in the top 8.
All right, this play comes from our friend Wes on the Sea Raptor YouTube channel. So what's so great about this play? Ray is on the back foot. If you go find the stream and go back a little bit, he's kind of he's on the back foot, right? He's facing lethal on board, and he had the perfect card, which was Turning the Tides. And what's great about it, he had the exact amount of units. So the perfect card, the exact amount of units to have perfect lethal on the snub fighter, which if you go follow that next turn, the other opponent didn't have the cards. Ray ended up taking that game. So that was a good play.
Speaking of appropriate names for cards, that card really did turn the tides there.
Turn the tides. Took game 1. So, congratulations to Ray on our, Codebreaker play of the week.
Awesome. Yeah. And just a fun fact that we'll see if this ends up on the episode or if it gets edited out. If you go to HRI, the Holonet rating index that Travis makes, and you type in J-Rod's username, his nemesis is AAA Ray, the guy who made the play of the week. J-Rod has yet to beat him. I've actually yet to play him, but he will probably
We've-
beat my
look,
ass too.
He's a good player. You know, he was one of the top players in Atlanta. Actually, I think he was like on the bubble of top 8ing the sector in Atlanta the last set. We had a close game, series 1 when we played, and then the other one we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, we don't want to give you a meltdown.
Yeah, a
But
little bit of
awesome.
PTSD.
Congrats again, Ray, for that play. Codebreaker play of the week. That's it for this week. So as we look ahead into week 2 of the Ashes PQ season, we have 25 PQs coming up. We're going to put a snapshot of the PQs that are on your screen here. We actually have our local PQ here in Houston. It's in Webster, Texas, so it's outside of Houston. I think it's southeast. If I'm not mistaken.
Houston.
It is far away from me.
Yeah.
And it's at a store that doesn't have the space of a normal Houston store that runs these. And I think it's like capped at like 34 people or something. Like there's just like literally no
comic
space.
book store.
It's a comic book store that is basically, I guess, closing for Saturday and just putting tables there.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm glad they got a PQ, but I really wish we had a bigger location for it, because usually we have in the 60 to 80, high 80s.
Usually 80s. I mean,
Yeah,
we've had the last couple sets. Certain stores that get PQs that have like put limiters down, right? So it's not like we just don't have people showing up. It's just stores put a cap on.
Yeah, well, we also get a lot of people coming in from Dallas and Austin, a lot of times San Antonio as well. So like they'll travel for these, but I don't know if we're gonna have any. I think maybe 1 or 2 handful of out of towners I've seen posts that are coming just because of the limited spots. But yeah, there's plenty of PQs all over the world for this upcoming weekend.
Non-Ecuador.
We will wonder to see how many come back and complain about all the CADs they faced. I'm probably going to end up playing CAD this weekend too.
Yep.
I got to figure out how to tech it for the mirror, but I'm sure there's plenty of smarter people than me that figured that out already. So maybe I'll ask some of them.
There you go.
Bogdo. But yeah, that's it for us this week. We'll see you here back next week for the results from next weekend. And that is your update here on Holonet Weekly.
Later.